Well, it's a dark and damp day today, but I've got to get this shelter built for the sawmill. First thing I got to do is make these post holes and raise the posts, and I'll put the beam along the top. Look at this hole I started digging the other day. I'm going to put some stones in the bottom and a bit of this basalt that I saved from drilling the well, and then get the posts erected. So I better get on with it. So as you know, I don't like using a lot of cement. Cement has a big carbon footprint. What I'm going to do for this post is I'm going to char it, like the way the Japanese used to. Char it, paint it with some recycled engine oil. And I'm going to fill the post holes with some stones. Bit of stones, bit of aggregate in the bottom. And then I'll fill it full of stones to keep the post upright, rather than fill it full of cement. And that's absolutely fine. In fact, it's better for the post if you don't use cement, because cement holds the water in. It means the post will rot more quickly. Of course, it's stronger, but this is only to hold up a shed, like a lean-to, to cover the sawmill. So it's not like I need a really strong, permanent cement footing in there. I'm going to put that in the ground, fill it full of stones, and then put this dirt back in. And then we can get on to making the joints and putting the beam in the front. See how much we can do today. Getting too wet out here. I have to go in. So sorry friends, I just had to stop. It's raining out there so hard. It was supposed to just rain really quite lightly today, but it's pouring down. So I'm gonna have to make a bit of lunch. So what I've been doing is digging the post hole, and instead of using concrete, I'm gonna fill it full of stones. Concrete traps the water against the wood and it'll rot more quickly, but also I don't want to use concrete. So I'm going to pack it full of stones, and as you can see then I burnt the bottom of the post. That's the old way of doing it, like they've been doing that for thousands of years. You burn the timber and then sort of treat it with a little bit of oil or something like that, and it should last for a very, very long time. Just wash the rice. So I'm just going to make a bit of brown rice and some vegan bulgogi. It's a bit of marinated tofu. I'm a vegetarian. Not a vegan, but I like vegan food, prefer vegan food. So that's what happens. It just goes to show that I need a shelter for the sawmill. Because when it's a day like this and it's raining outside, I'm not going to be able to work unless I have some cover. I can work under cover. Really, I need to get this done before winter weather comes. So right now I'm just cutting the joint for the top of the post. And then I got to make another post for the other side and measure it up. I'll use a string or something like that. And you've got to excuse the mess. This place is habitable. But it's like a building site at the moment. Got loads of work to do here. Brown rice, 2.5 times the water. Stick that on the back. Okay. It's not the right lid. I've got this tofu I marinated. It's to make bulgogi, vegetarian bulgogi. So it's tofu with some sesame seeds, ginger, garlic, soy sauce, a bit of sugar and vinegar in there. It's been soaking for a few days. It should be quite tasty. So hopefully then when the rain stops, I'll be able to get out there and finish cutting the joint. As you can see, I'm cutting it with a chainsaw. What I want to do is do a plunge cut to cut it this time. I didn't do that last time. It takes a bit more skill. If I can cut a nice clean joint, and then I'll put the joint on the beam, and hopefully we can use the gin pole. And with the gin pole, then be able to lift the beam into place onto the top. So anyway, hopefully it'll stop raining sometime today, and I'll be able to get a bit more work done. Okay. I just went to the workshop to sharpen a chain while I was waiting for the rice to cook. Doesn't look like I'm going to get anything done today. So we're going to have a little cooking course. We're going to have a cooking show instead. Okay, so we have a post. It's pretty much vertical and it's the right height. Now we're going to have to make the other post on the other side, dig another hole, and lift the beam into place. So we got to fill this hole with some stones to keep it from moving. Also, we got to check and make sure it's square. I think I'll have to use a string for that. That's it. First post in. The next one is much smaller because it's uphill. It's going to be a lot easier to do the next one. Once we got the post and the beam going across the top, and the rest of the work's going to be relatively easy.